Although maple syrup has a unique flavor that is recognized by people from around the world, there are subtle flavor and color differences in maple syrup produced at different times of the maple season. These subtle differences are enough to separate maple syrup into different grades or categories of maple syrup. When finished syrup comes off the evaporator, it needs to be filtered and graded before it is stored in barrels or bottled. In New York State, syrup must be graded in order to be labeled and sold as New York State Pure Maple Syrup. There are 4 categories of Grade A maple syrup: golden color with a delicate maple taste, amber color with a rich maple taste, dark color with a robust maple taste, and very dark color with a very strong maple taste. Which is the best, you ask? It is completely a matter of personal preference, and much of it depends on how you use the maple syrup. The darker grades of syrup are better for cooking and baking or for sweetening drinks, as the maple flavor will come through with darker maple syrup. The exciting thing to know about the different grades of maple syrup is that producers have no real control over what grade will be produced on any given day. The grade of the maple syrup often changes throughout the season and will even fluctuate from day to day. Producers use grading kits to compare the color of their syrup with standardized syrup grades, along with sampling each batch of maple syrup. Sampling the finished maple syrup is a maple producer's reward for all the hard work that goes into maple production. The color and flavor of the maple syrup forms while maple sap is cooking in the evaporator, where different chemical reactions with heat and sugars occur. The most common and easy to understand is caramelization of sugars. There are a few known variables, such as the length of time sap boils in the evaporator and how warm the sap was before it was boiled, but there are still unknown factors that impact the grade of maple syrup. Nature provides us the flavor and color of maple syrup that it wants to on that day. It is kind of fun to have a mystery of what grade of maple syrup will be made each day. Early season sap usually makes lighter syrup, but as the season progresses, the syrup tends to get darker, with the darkest grades of maple syrup typically made at the end of the season. Grades of maple syrup can be complex, but multiple variables are in play every day during maple season, and most are out of the producer's control. At the end of the day, they'll find out what their efforts produced, but every grade is delicious.